everybody. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel and another episode of Sundazed and Confused. This is number 118, and our buddy Artmann's probably going to give away some seeds today of some sort. I don't know what kind. And my wife, Crispy Wannabe, is always here with me.
Cheers, everybody. Hello. Happy Sunday. Yes, Artmann is giving away some genetics, and I think he mentioned them on his Instagram, but I can't recall, so I don't have that information.
I think it's a hodgepodge.
Maybe someone is going to be so lucky today, which is awesome, Artmann. You are awesome. Cheers. I see you in the chat along with Operation Annihilation. Cheers, Galaxy Solutions. How you doing? It's good to see everybody. Sevens. Sheldon Estes, it's awesome to see you. Anova, Small Tubes, how you doing? Captain Blackheart, one of you are going to be a lucky winner maybe today. Get some cool genetics. Smart Poker has pinned the link. So if you would like to come on and share your garden, let us see what new smoking devices you have, or just want to come on and shoot the breeze, hit that pinned link.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning. I've been to the flea sale, having a nice, easy day off. My wife and I have been working crazy, and it's just nice to have a day to sit around. We're going to smoke a little extra today and maybe have a cookout later. So I hope everybody else is having a great Sunday as well.
And for those of you that are listening that don't know what a flea sale is or a flea market, no, there aren't fleas there. They're not like little fleas that are trained to do shows or cool things. It's just like a giant yard sale.
It is.
Pretty much, but yeah.
And you always find gems there. Like I found this thing today. It was a African.
Oh, what did he say that?
I forget what it was. Some kind of a
instrument.
It was an instrument, but it looked like a big long wooden tube. Like you ever see those commercials where they say Ricola? It kind of looked a little bit long like that. And I was like, "What is this guy?" And he was like, "Oh, he told me." He said it's this, but he didn't know how to play it. Nobody knew how to play it. And that for me was the best find of the day. I got to hold an authentic African piece. At least that's what he told me it was. What's up, Artmann?
Cheers, Artmann.
How's it going? You like that, huh? That sounds pretty interesting.
It was cool looking too. It was made out of this beautiful wood, and it was such a beautiful, like the toffee caramel color. It was a really cool piece, I'd say. I wish someone could play it though. It looked pretty cool.
They had vintage. You guys will all remember these. When I was a kid in the 80s, you guys would have all been middle-aged. But anyhow, back then, my parents had this glider on my front porch with it was like a plastic, the padding was like plastic. It had big sunflower looking things on, white and green. And these gliders were all metal. And I seen one today. It was all refurbished, and I sat in it. It glided perfect. It looked like it was freshly powder coated and everything, man. I thought real hard about buying it, but I had the wrong vehicle. And I was like, man, if I'd have brought my truck. But I love that kind of old shit. They had metal fans too, Artmann. Like the kind of chop your finger off, you put it in there. They're like the 50s and shit. They refurbished the motors. Now they want $50-$100 a fan, but I'm thinking that thing lasts forever, dude. You know what I mean?
They're
you
cool.
Can't have the guard off in your tent with one of those. If you bump it, you're going to the hospital. Yeah, someone's going to be stitching you up, probably.
It's taking meat out. What else is new, bud? You having a good day?
Oh, yeah. Doing real good.
Nice.
Excuse me. I just lit this joint. Sorry.
I just dumped the whole jar out so I can pick the littlest buds and put the biggest ones back in. Am I the only one that does that? I can't be the only one that does that.
Yeah, he saves the nicest, biggest buds for last, and I'm like, I don't think the same way. I say smoke the best right now. What if we're not here tomorrow?
Yeah,
and we've left our big buds for what?
If I lived my life like that, we'd be broke, have no house to live. You got to plan for the future.
I pull the top bud off and roll from there. If it's a big one, that's a bonus. But I'm not going to dump them. I'm not going to dump them all out. No, I'm not going to do that.
I do. I don't dump them out every time, but like I'll pick through the jar, and then I start realizing like I see a much smaller bud down lower. I'll dump the whole jar out, take the ones, the lower bottoms. I don't know why. I think it just got into that from when we used to cure in the jars. I wasn't ever really sure if it was done, so I would always try to smoke the littlest buds and give them other ones a little more time. Maybe it just became a habit now, because you guys are right. This weed's old, man. It's like 6 months old or so, and it is fully done. You know, it's like nothing's going to change now except for it's going to start going the other way. So you're right. I should be smoking the big ones. It's I guess a bad habit.
Just take the ones off the top. You don't need to disturb everything. That's all.
You're right. You're right. And
well, the one benefit of him dumping out the jars to get to the small buds is the room smelling really nice.
It does draw.
It just makes it smell so nice.
I see Guerrero, Sevens, Chiba Man, Sheldon. Cheers, everybody. Guerrero got his own show. Yins, guys, check it out. Got your wrench there.
Share your links. Hook up with following your friends here. Support a good grow me.
Artman, you brought some genetics today, didn't you?
I did. I got some several things I'm going to give away.
Oh, sweet. Is it in one giveaway or in multiple?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Okay.
3 things.
Are we allowed to find out what they are?
Sure, I can tell you right now. It's from So Good Seeds. Dirty
Half
Cherry.
of our viewers are probably here to win anyhow, Art Man, instead of hearing me drum.
Well, all of our listeners are winners in my book. So
there you go. I'm sorry, I interrupted him. Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, that's okay. All right, we got So Good Seeds. It's Dirty Cherry. It's 5 regular seeds. The Dirty Starbucks crossed with Cherry Popper. Olympia Genetics. Honey Garlic Crumpets. Don't have any other info on that one. This one I can't. It has a kind of an old school lion from like a flag on the label, but I don't know what that. I can't make out the name, but it says Milo's Mac and Runts number 1.
Oh,
so that sounds interesting too.
That sounds good.
But that's what we got for today.
Sweet.
I've been hearing a lot about cherry strains lately, or maybe it's just me, and I think
Paloma, like absolutely.
A lot of cherry strains.
Yep.
And I love cherries. I actually saw one of those at the flea market today. It was a machine you hook. It's from like the way back in the day. You mount it to your table with a big C clamp, you know, that's built right into it, and it's a cherry. They call it a cherry stoner, but it just takes the pit out. You just put them in there and you crank this crank, and somehow it does it. I did wheels in there, turn this, and thinking, man, that is cool. Because I picked it up and asked the guys, like, what is this? That's my big thing. I like to know what everything is. I always ask my wife, you know what this is for?
Yeah,
I pick up a tool, I'm like, you know what this is for? You know what this goes to? A 70 or a 97 Chevy truck. This is the rear fender, you know? And she's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I saw a cherry thing. All right, enough about the flea market. That's one of my passions, man. I like looking at old stuff, houses, and.
Okay, Jace, your garden's looking phenomenal. How you doing today, buddy?
Great. Talking about cherries. Yeah, I just grew some cherry pie on my last run. It was pretty good stuff.
Hey, Jace.
Really?
Nice.
Cherry what's going on?
Yeah.
I see you got a jungle there, or working on it.
Oh yeah.
It's beast mode. I'm hope the stretch is done or almost done because I'm about out of room up there.
Cheers, Asinai joining us there too. He's going mute, doing his thing. Nice to see you. Let's see here. I'll roll one up too.
It's a party now.
Rock.
Yeah, I think it was I think it was XYZ. He just recently grew a cherry strain, a frosty cherry strain too.
Yeah, it was a Tropicana cherry. I got some of those seeds too. I'm about to grow.
Yeah, those are looking so beautiful and frosty. He did a great job with them.
Look at Rock. He said he had an oven delivered, and the guys kept saying, Dan, that's the fire. Always awkward having handymen. So I know that exactly what you mean. People say, as soon as I got on your porch, I could smell the weed. I'm like, damn, dude, that's not cool at all.
No.
You know, was it smoking weed or was it raw weed? Which one did you detect? You know,
Yeah, buddy.
at that point, I'm like, yeah, you guys want to smoke? New people. That's what I think. New people that we can smoke with. It's always fun to smoke with someone new. You know, it sucks. You meet someone new, like, and you get about halfway through a joint with them, and you realize they're pretty fucking weird, man. You know, that happened to me. It happened to me, man. I was smoking with this dude. He lived next to the house I was working on. He seen me running out back all the time, washing out buckets, doing all my thing. And I could see he had a garden going. We just got to bullshitting. And one day he come walking around the corner. I was sitting on the back porch of this place hitting the doob. And he's like, oh, I smoke too. I got some. So, yeah, we got into it. Up till then, he seemed pretty cool, man. And I tell you what, some of the stuff he started telling me, I was like, whoa, you know? Yeah. And then I at that point, you got to like try to duck him every day. But most people I enjoy smoking buds with. But once in a while, you get that odd crazy. Maybe I'm the crazy one, and they're the right ones.
Well, if they're crazy, if you think they're crazy, they're pretty crazy.
Yeah. Cheers, Mountain Man.
Different strokes for different folks, right?
Some people are just special. I'm telling you. I got some cousins like that.
Well, he started telling me about how he paid $1,000 for this this car and all, and I was just like, "What? This guy's nuts, man! There's no way what you're doing." You know, I don't know. You know how those people are.
I like the people that are new and you fire up a joint and they take 2 hits and they're already good.
Oh, that's
Thanks,
great.
more for me.
That's nice.
Awesome.
Got some lightweights out there, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can smoke anything, man.
Yeah.
I know, you were on talk before, but now you're like, oh,
You ever smoked that Tide stick? You know the stuff tied to the stick?
Yeah.
Well, I don't consider myself a lightweight, but I know one thing. I couldn't keep up with Art, man. I see him taking them hits, and I'm like, oh, shit. I'd be on the floor by now.
Hey, no, I'm a light hitter.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. I know people with iron lungs.
I'm only smoking when you're watching, right?
Anybody that smokes a blunt has stronger lungs than me.
I like the blunts, man. I think it's a way. I think the reason I like them is because, well, one, when I was growing up, we smoked a lot of blunts, man. We did. We smoked a lot of blunts. We would get the, Mexican brick weed, roll it up in a blunt, get down. There are a lot of us. And, but nowadays, I think I like them maybe half for nostalgia, and the other half of me likes the little bit of nicotine that comes with it, And I don't know. That's how I see it. Because they don't taste that great.
They don't taste the greatest, but they do have
But you put
a
some
nice
good
buzz.
weed in a blunt, and it tastes all right,
Oh, it's strong. The buzz is strong. If you're not used to tobacco, that'll kick your ass.
Oh, yeah.
It will mine. Yeah. Very strong.
Well, there's quite a few times Smart and I have to put it out halfway.
Almost every time.
Because it's like, wow.
I rolled a roach blunt, dude. We had to put that fucker out like 4 times. It got real gummed up in the end. We couldn't even finish it. Towards the end, I was like trying to cut the end off. It was squeezing out like a ketchup packet or something. I'm just, damn, look at this. This is nuts. I like it.
And I like them too because they packed a freaking punch, man.
It was like smoking hash.
Velcroed to the couch after that.
It's a resin paintbrush. You get it all over your teeth. Smears you.
I see Nice and I rolled up a nice tanker out of but that jar looked fire.
Yeah, but it's I've got a few jars here actually. Just quickly flip this camera around.
Oh, nice. I like that jar with a cork in it, man. I've seen some of those at the flea sale. I thought about getting them. They had crystals in them. Crystals. Here, let me put this little big on.
They were so pretty, some of the crystals I saw today.
Look, he took a big chunk out of it to roll his joint. You can see where it was.
Nice.
Took a little bite out of it.
Yeah.
Milky Dreams. I think this is Root Beer Freeze, Cross Gelato 33. We've got some nori cake. That's some more nori cake. Open this.
Gee, he rolls spliffs. Spliffs
Yeah.
are big in the UK, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's because we grew up on hash. You see, and, you can't put hash in it. You can't roll a hash joint without tobacco. So that was the thing. And I don't think it's ever gone. And we're all addicted to the tobacco. So yeah, this is. And personally, I prefer the taste of the combination of the two. Maybe it gets me a little bit higher. I don't know, but
Do you
Yeah,
ever
so-
smoke straight joints, just straight weed, or does every
Yeah.
one of
yeah, I do smoke, occasionally straight joints. But personally, I'll put it half. I'll put it out halfway and be like, nah, I want some tobacco in there because that's what I'm. It's just the flavour I dig, I suppose. And and if your weed can sort of like overpower the tobacco, your weed's good. But there you go. Yeah, because I don't smoke the tobacco by itself. That would be disgusting to me.
I got you.
Right. So this is the tart, and this is what I now rolled up. That one. Yeah, this is just July 33. This is just a bit of a mixed jar of bit of everything in there. It's all nice. All my nice nugs are in that one.
That shit's all so sticky. It was all just one big lump. I know how those are. You got to really shake the jar up to get them to unstick and fall at the same time. You
gotta reach in.
I like those solid joints, all mixed up.
I'm
This
sure
one
you have
here.
to do that to clean the jar. It's like putting BBs in a gas tank to clean it out. Ever redo a car or something? That's what it beats up all the little buds that are sticking and shit. Yeah, that's a nice looking jars there.
This is a special one. This is let me get in the light a little bit.
What happened?
Hey.
Okay.
Wait, is that better? There
Oh,
you go.
yeah, beautiful.
This is Amy Aces cross Persian pie, or should I say Persian pie cross Amy Aces? The light's not doing it any justice, but yeah, this is super sticky, super frosty, and it's just pretty solid. You can see that even these are these, they're all covered in trichomes, and if I can just show you, the bud's still sticky.
Oh, yeah.
Still got that stick. Oh. Let me try. Yeah, I'll go for the. Let's break it and
Yeah.
it's all nice and solid all the way through. The digger's crust there. So you can pop them. You can pop
Oh,
it,
yeah.
but it's still got that.
I can tell exactly how that would break up, and know how I know exactly what you mean when it comes to this.
When you got privilege and you drop buds on the floor, you know what I mean? They just go to the wayside now, don't they?
They're next in line, man. Yeah, next in line.
No, that's not next in line. That'll go. that would go in the bin.
Leave that one for someone else to roll up, huh? Leave that for
one of them. I'll quickly go upstairs actually.
Well, we're starting to get some people tumble in now. We can start. I wanted to wait until we had a few people before we went over everyone's garden. It seemed like it was taking a while. We can start with Artmann because he came first. Then we'll go to Jace. Then we'll swing around here and do around this corner and come on out all nice.
Okay, let me see here.
I'll put you on the big screen.
All right, that is the flow, Mom. Right now, the current one.
Current flow, mama.
Current flow, G Mama. Whoops, excuse me.
OG Mama.
Hoochie mama.
You're a weirdo. Whoops.
Now you got you.
I'm in trouble. This is the.
Those roots are great.
That's some nice.
Bam, bam, bam. And these two here are flow. They're a little behind the bam, but they got nice roots too. They're just a couple days behind it. That's all. So.
Sweet,
anyway,
sweet.
And we
I
go
love that
into
clover
here.
every time I see it.
If I start cutting out, let me know.
You're good now.
Fan
They
of.
look great.
This one
I'm
is the golden slurricane from Fluffy. Can't really get it. There we go. That's the one with
was
the
real bushy and
Yeah,
stocky.
it's got that stalk.
So these branches are coming out really nice. I think there's probably going to be about 8 major buds, so it should be pretty good. I've got them tied down on the sides. It's still thick as hell. I'm going to have to clean this out naturally, a lot of this stuff, but it's only been in there about a week, so I don't want to shock it or two. But it looks pretty good, though.
It does.
Beautiful, thick stalk.
Can you see that white stuff on that branch right or that leaf?
Yes.
Is that from your dehumidifier?
No, that's drywall dust. I mounted the. This is the mounting of the mini split. So I got that part on. No, I was just playing. I don't care about that drywall dust. I'll knock it off.
Yeah.
And this is Bambalam. She perked up real nice. Last time she was really droopy, but that's not droopy at all.
No, that's a beautiful color.
Yeah,
Leaves
she's
look
looking
nice
good.
and healthy. That's great. Your plants always look great.
Yeah,
Art.
they're beautiful.
They're stuck in that water, man. It's like being on,
Steroids.
steroids. They roll quick, and they get big leaves,
Yeah.
big everything, and fast.
She looks nice. And that over there is the flow. Honestly, I've got a lot of flow jars. I'm not worried about filling up with this. I hope these 2 plants outdo the flow. Hell, I might even top it if it gets too aggressive. Because I really want these 2 more so than the flow. But
She's just kind of a fill-in back there because maybe they won't be long stretchers or real wide. You never know, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So it's better to hedge
So-
your bets, especially with something that you don't mind letting go if you had to, or cut it back on purpose or what
Right. Yeah, I don't have any trouble with that. So,
That's a
but
smart
everything
move.
seems to be going good.
Hey, what's that hose bent up through there now? Is that always there in the middle?
What's that? This one here?
Yeah, was that there before?
Yeah, that's always been there. But now I have 3 of them. One of them is for the. This one's for the pump to go back to the reservoir.
Gotcha.
That one is the feed. I have a pipe underneath a T with a bunch of holes drilled in one side. It's a PVC that shoots water across the roots. And this other tube was for that bucket I had sitting here. It's not hooked up to anything yet or anymore.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I use those the hoses because tubing gets clogged a lot. You know what I mean? That will never get clogged. That's bigger than a half an inch. I don't know what the metric is, but it's huge. It'll never clog. So I don't have that. I don't have that problem. That's for sure. But it looks good. Everything's doing good. So
yeah, it always looks good, Art.
I got a question for you, Art. I don't know if I've ever asked you this before.
Go for it.
When you're done with your run, do you run any sort of a cleaning solution through your system, like through the pipes and shit, like hypochlorous acid? Is that what it's called, hypochlorous acid or something?
I don't know what that is, but no, I don't really. I actually picked up that tray right out of here and brought it over to my laundry tub around the corner and scrubbed it. Every so often, I will buy new tubing. So about maybe twice a year. I go through maybe, I don't know, what is that, about 20 feet. So other than that, but no, I don't really clean it with any kind of chemicals or peroxide or enzyme or anything like that. So I've thought about it, but it seems to have been doing pretty good. So
yeah, you don't get root rot. I don't think I've ever known you to have root rot. Maybe pest or something.
Just once in the tent. The last time I had a plant in there, but the one of these trays was had a low spot in it, and the water settled in it. I didn't realize that. Usually, I have them built up underneath, to hold this whole thing, so it doesn't do that. But I noticed that plant that I culled did have brown roots, so they were going brown or a little browner. So yeah, but I've never had root rot in that big system or in here. So nope.
Well, that's pretty.
And I'd like to make an observation or just a statement of a few weeks ago 2 weeks ago, you had that dryback problem where your plant looked real droopy. You posted it on the internet, and I recall. And look at it now, like it never even happened. Like Surf Pro came and took care of your plant, it never even happened.
Nope, I knew it'd do that though. I've had a hose pop off before, and in hydro you get immediate results. The next day or next feeding, you're going to notice that it's droopy. You let it go another feeding, and it's really going to fall apart or fall down. But you can put nutrients back in it, and what do you call it? The turgor pressure. It just pops up. It does. It pops up, and it's ready to go. Now, whether the roots get dried and damaged at all, that's another question. I really couldn't tell. But the plant itself is rock. So
yeah, that's a self-preservation move. You know, they start pulling the water into where they really need it and start sacrificing what they can first, and slow down their roll and helps them photosynthesize less and all that shit. It's pretty cool. Chiba Man wants to know, Artmann, do you have a video showing details of your hydro grow system? Well, let's get that YouTube link up there for Artmann. See if, because I think, do you have it on there?
I think I might have a video on there detailing everything. I think
you do.
I think
if not, Chiba, you can check out Artmann did a couple interviews and went over your shit really well, didn't you?
Oh, number 50. Yeah, show number 50 was my preview. My first show.
Show 50.
Yep, I've added a few different things, but basically that's what it is. It's got a different light, but and I took you through everything.
Yeah.
So that's the one. Yeah, you want to look at Sundazed and Confused number 50.
Sweet, that's nice.
Yeah, it was a nice round number too, so I liked it.
And there's other shows you've been on too, Uncle Rick, Caribou, Eagle, and they have special Artmann episodes. So if you Google
best now, another one that has a good one is Chad Westport's Best Grow Show number 12. That has also got a good view of my system from the beginning to end. So take your pick. There's a few of them.
There's not a lot of people using that sort of a system. You're pretty unique. Right. I mean, I'm not saying you're the only one, but it's like a flood and drain kind of.
Yeah, it's more like a recirculating deep water culture. That's about the closest to mine.
That's a good way of. Yeah.
I was also on Cheap Home Grow, the Super Bowl episode.
Yes, that's great. I remember that. That was one of my favorites. That was.
I didn't realize it was playing during the Super Bowl. Okay. That's a bad competition, Anyway, oh shit! But all three of those shows, I took it through the beginning to the end. I think I even covered all the cloning too. So there you go, Chiba.
And you got that down. You got that down. If people have been following along with the show and watching you grow and your harvest and your plants, then you're successful at this and you make it look easy for sure. Well, but I know that growing that way, it's scary because we've only done the cocoa. I'm really liking the substrate that I took out of my garden to grow that Frisian duck. It's
that's our homemade compost. It's got a lot of cocoa and perlite in it too.
How's the duck doing?
The duck's doing great.
It's doing good. She's getting a little leggy though, being in the window.
It doesn't get much light in that side of our house, man. And I just needed to get big enough. It looks just like a little weed plant now. I was hoping it would change. We might have to pot it up. And
I'm gonna pot it up and start putting it outside. Keep it in a shady, sunny sort of spot because I don't want to fry it by
start hardening it off a little bit.
And then we'll get it.
We're going to get it right into the garden with our tomatoes and shit, man, and see how it does. And maybe if we like it, we'll take a clone and call it. Which seed person said he was all right.
Yeah, or more than one clone.
Yeah.
Right?
We would take a cutting.
Yeah,
sorry.
The cutting. Yeah.
Cheers to the chat.
People know what we were talking about, I hope. But you're right. We don't want to confuse anyone.
Thunder Dan. Chiba Man's still there. Artmann's in there. Indoor Noob Galaxy Operation. Hell yeah. Caribou Heart Television. They got a show. I'm sure everybody here's already subscribed. Sir Hunt. Up next, we'll do another garden tour here. Artman's doing a giveaway today. We usually do them at 1:30. So hopefully that way it seems like that's our biggest spike is like this, right around that time.
We get the high number of people. The odds are going to be great.
Yeah.
So be sure to be here when we do that giveaway.
Hey, let me mention G-Bay and I will be on Let's Be Buds this next Wednesday. There's going to be a rosin pressing show. So we'll both be on there. And actually, Rick asked me to be the seed sponsor, so I'm going to give away some seeds there too.
That's awesome. And I saw maybe a little friendly competition in the Squish Fest.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know how I'll do. I'm not the greatest in the world. I've only had it a year, and these other guys, they're pretty good. So, but it'll be fun either way. It don't matter.
It is going to be fun.
Is it a squish off? Is that what you're saying?
That's it. It is.
Squish off.
It's Squish Fest 2.0.
Yep.
Anyway, come on by there and Porch Farmer and P owned. Is that what it is? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but the regulars will be there. So after Wednesday's show, next Wednesday's Hump Days.
We'll remind you guys on Wednesday night.
Yeah. Right. Yep. We'll shut it down
a couple minutes
so
people can get like popcorn and drinks and.
What's
and
Jack always say? Feed and water the dog. Let the dog out.
I feel like I need to do a couple of those things, and unfortunately, sometimes that's when I get sidetracked. So I'd like to give ourselves 5 minutes.
Well, should we ask Artmann if he wants to tell everybody what the strains are that he's giving away today again?
Sure, I like to do that.
I like people.
Some people just can't. You know what I mean?
And then we'll do it again right before the giveaway too, so people.
It's fine. Now these were either from I think it was from Hooley or Flefkins. They gave me a few others that they didn't actually breed, but they had extra packs. So I'm not really sure which person gave me these, but it's So Good Seeds. That is Dirty Cherry. These are regs. It's a cross of Dirty Starbucks and Cherry Popper. We got Olympia Genetics. It's called Honey Garlic Crumpets. And then we got, like I say, I can't really read the brand, but it's got a cool lion on it. But Milo's Mac and Runts, #1. So, and that says that this is an Indica dominant strain, 70+ day blue. So there you go.
I like the Indica dominant.
Yeah, it keeps them short for the tint, doesn't it?
It does. That's exactly why I like them. I just like the build better, man.
Solid buds. Hell yes.
When I see a line key plant, even if it's probably genetically dispositioned to be that way, I feel like it's something I did. It got too hot, or I had it under lit, or something, whatever. You know what I mean? I just always feel that way. When I get to the bolt and they get nasty, big, long spaces in between, I'm like, damn, I don't get as excited as if I can tell they're going to turn and make it. Once all the little ones set, they start making looks like a spiral ladder all the way up to the top. And it just feels, I consider that the Indica strain. The build versus the high. I think for a long time, people said like Indica makes you tired and sativa makes you more like energetic or whatever. I'm sure everybody's heard that. I found that not to be true in my own experience. It seems to me like it's just more of the floral morphology or plant morphology or whatever they call it, the way it builds and the shape of it, the leaves and stuff. Because if you take any Indica strain and harvest it real early, you're not going to go to sleep. It's probably going to give you that racy heart kind of buzz that you get and you don't really care for. And if you take a sativa bud and let it run real long and get it turning into a lot of CBD, CBNs, whatever that shit is, I think that bud would make you tired. Exact opposite. So there's a lot of factors that go in there, but maybe there's an angle there that I don't see, but I always felt like that. And I know you wasn't implying anything like that, Artmann. It's just nice when I hear that because it invokes something that I often think about,
Sure. Sure. Well, they say that
But
the pure indicas, pure sativas, they're rare and few and far between now. That most everything's a hybrid. So, but you
yeah,
know, I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe there's a lot of land races that are being preserved. I hope so.
No, I think you're right. I think a few people, multiple people have told me that a lot of the stuff that's going around now is pretty much a hybrid, you know. I don't think I would know the difference.
In indica and sativa only mean plant architecture.
That's what we were just talking about. Yeah, you was getting coffee. Thank you, baby, for the coffee.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, I think your endocannabinoid system too plays a factor in that. I mean, it hits at people differently too.
It does.
I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
two people could
And
smoke the same strain, and you'll have a slightly different effect from one to the next.
Yep, that's a great point,
Yeah.
man. That's a great point. We've said this before too, Jace, because I think we're all guilty of this. We want to grow the bud that got us high like we got high when we were 18 years old, man. And I would get so high off of a joint, I'd be almost uncomfortable, you know? Eyes all red. You could smell it through your bag, through your pocket. As soon as you opened the door, you knew your buddy had a bag of like good buds with him, you know? And now it's like I smoke it no matter what I smoke or how great I think it is or whatever. I just don't really catch that same buzz. And somebody told me, I think it was on Jack Greenstock's show, they said, as you age, your body changes, your endocannabinoid system changes and processes it differently. So you get a different effect now than you did when you was young. Just like if I go and work out all day, I'm going to feel a lot sore for a lot longer than I would have when I was young. So it makes sense. Every part of your body changes and ages. And so we may never be able to chase down that same buzz that we caught off of a joint when we were 18. But I'll never stop looking, man, you know?
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
That's what I was told. I'm not, you know, I know you guys, you know, I just hear a lot of shit. I don't know where that come from.
I
Bro
think
science, dude. Bro science.
the cheap home grow show is a pretty reliable source for information.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah. That is real science.
We're pretty safe there.
And shit like that sticks with me because I think, oh, I never thought about that angle. You know what I mean? Or whatever. And it's like, oh, I don't even remember that shit. But it's not something that I remember just to bring up as a topic. Someone has to mention something and it'll tick it in my head. Just like when you said the indica shit. See, now here's my thing. Here's what I don't understand. I got Jace up on the screen because those are beautiful plants.
They
I can't
are
wait
so
to get into them.
gorgeous.
But I have a question here for everybody. We have everybody says we're growing hybrids, right? And that's fine. I'm not disputing that or any which way. I'm just saying, like, let's say that's true. All right, we're all growing hybrids. And now, say I found a landrace or an heirloom or whatever we're calling that strain that isn't all mixed around. It's something that's been growing, you know, unadulterated in one space, the same terroir for a long time. I think it's 20, 30 years more. So what's the difference that I'm going to see in those buds? You know, like is the landrace supposed to be like much terpier, stronger, or is it just for the fact to say that I got the pure natural shit? Mine's not all fucking mutt strains like your weed. You know, I don't know, because I'm curious. If I want to start chasing down land races, I want to know what I'm going after. I don't know the difference. You know, I wouldn't know the difference.
Well, I had heard too. I don't know how true that is, but you were talking about, you know, that weed that you had when you were a kid that really got you feeling good. I had heard that CBD used to be higher in weed, you know, and it's kind of been bred out. You know, people are chasing that higher THC. So I don't know if that's a factor too. Again, that's just kind of hearsay what I heard.
It's a great freaking point, man. I've never heard that before, but that could very well be. What do you think, Os? Go ahead, Osman.
Yeah, people are looking to go back to the older strains because, you know, all this interbreeding is almost, you know, it's contaminated. You can't guarantee the results because there's so much in the mix. You can almost sort of like the older stuff is easier to work with because there's less stuff in it. plus you're going to get back things like hybrid or vigor when you start crossing these older strains back in. And the structures and everything that had been let go in the past by the current or the breeders of past, you know, they're all looking for indoor selecting and for non-stinky weed that's going to get them arrested and things like that. Whereas you can go back to the old stuff. You know, I've only grown a couple of land races, but they are pretty pungent. You know, they're not the best looking. They ain't got the best structure and everything else, but you know what you're working with. That's more of the thing about it. I think you know
that makes sense. That makes it, and I think Thunder Dan's kind of touching on that right here. He says, I think plants, and I put a few comments up there. A lot of people are really weighing in on this, and they're very valid comments because we got a great chat that's well versed in cannabis.
Well, you ever seen a High Time centerfold from the 70s? You know, have you ever seen
saw
that?
That's a great point.
They're the lankiest, nastiest, dirty little. Yeah, they would not pass the smell test. Well, they might pass the smell test, but they would not pass any of our tests for quality as far as morphology or structure. So.
We're going to go back to OK, Jace, but those are some great points. 1 second, Jace. That Mr. Magpie, I like how he put it. Heirlooms are primary colors that make a picture. New Age hybrids are a picture already 3/4 painted. And indoor outdoor says male plants are the key to this. And that's a great point too, because a lot of times I don't think a lot of us don't really think about the male end of this. You know, I know my wife and I are like male haters. We don't want any males in our tents. We want to get them out of there quick. That's not our bag. We can appreciate what they do for the cannabis industry and how we get our seeds and all that, but we don't want them. But I don't know what makes a good male. I've often asked that. I saw Brandon Rust had a post up the other day, which I didn't get to follow through. He had a picture of a bunch of males and went over, and I think the caption was, what do you consider a good male, or something like that. And so I think that's something that should be definitely taken into consideration. And our buddy Brian says resilience. I think that's good, especially if you're growing outside. That's where one of the big advantages of landrace is they're already acclimated to your temperature, humidity, drought stress, all that for the last X amount of decades.
Pressure,
yeah.
All that.
So those are all, I want to make sure to go over those. Great weigh in on all that. And now up is a wicked hardcore tent.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Jace? What's your tent?
How much have you had to move that light this week?
I've got it all the way to the top. It's touching the bottom of the extractor fan up there.
Is that a monkey?
Hear me okay?
Is that a monkey?
Yeah, we hear you great, dude.
Okay, I know, man. Well, I put a Bluetooth headset on. I was going to make sure I could come in okay. I can hear you guys a lot better, but I didn't know how I was coming through on y'all's end.
You sound great.
Yeah, it's you probably can't see it up there, but it's all the way at the top.
Oh yeah,
We
can see.
You know,
so I had to.
The next step is moving your exhaust and shit outside the tent.
Man, I hope I don't have to. I should be pretty much done with the bolt. I'm on day 24. I might go a little bit more.
Hey, you know what, Jace? After this happens a couple times, when you're in between grows, one day you're going to look up there and you're going to say, you know what, fuck it. I'm taking it out now and I'm mounting it outside the tent. And I'll never have that problem again. I held out a long time and didn't want to take it outside the tent. And then
once we've done it, we're never going back.
Yeah.
You know, we just gain so much space. It's so much less of a headache, even when we're, moving the light around up and down. It's
not in the way.
It's not in the way.
There's just not enough room. And I'm not giving you a shit time, man. I just think if you ever, hopefully that'll stay in your head. Next time you're in between grows and shit, that's something to think about.
Yeah, I know you're right. Because it's not just that; it's trying to get up in there to raise it because it's recessed, behind the tent.
Yeah,
that light is. So trying to get up in there and get those straps to pull it up is a little tricky.
An actual pulley system that you can pull one string and raise your whole light, and you can tie it off or something. You know, that way you don't even have to get up in there, man. But you got to have a sturdy. I had my wife. You ought to see how I rig mine up, man. I had my wife hold it when I have to move the light. She holds the one side.
I hold the tent because it's like rickety. You know what I'm saying?
And then
like we have an AC Infinity tent. The poles, well, you guys know.
But anyhow, you're doing great. I just feel like, how long are you in the bolt right now? How long since you flipped?
This is day 24, 25.
Okay, your bolt should be just about done then. You might be safe there, huh? The good thing you had that extra height.
Yeah, because that's my tallest one, that jack over there, and it's about a foot away from the light, which I like to keep it at about 24 inches, so I could run this at full blast and not worry about overdoing it on the light. But they're okay. I've been keeping an eye on them. I don't see any signs that they're getting, light stress or anything. So I just have to keep an eye on it. I'm almost out of room, so yeah, I'll have to take that extractor fan out if I want more height out of that light. But I don't think I'll have to.
Plus, I would assume this too. Not that you're anyway a rookie, but I think you're starting to get a better picture of when to flip and how much your plants are going to just go nuts, man. Especially in your system. I mean, they're growing fast. Yeah,
Yeah, these are all sativa dominant, so these are taller plants than what I've ever grown before in here by far. I mean, I've got I think that jack's almost 5 foot tall in the corner or on the front right there. And then the Blue Dream, I had to do the milk crate trick on that one.
I see the old milk.
Yeah.
And I keep boosting up my tower fan to keep it up with the canopy. I love this thing because it'll put a blade of air from the bottom of the canopy to the top of the canopy, and just all the way through. Yeah, it's a lot of good air going through there.
Right on.
So yeah, since I killed that one plant and I've got extra room, I've been tying these down to if you can see those.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, so all of them, I'll get up top here in a minute, but basically just to widen it out and take advantage of all that canopy space I had from those plants moving. Plus it gave us some breathing room in there too a little bit. It's a little thinner in the middle now.
Your plants are looking great, man.
Beautiful. They're stunning.
Starting to get some buds coming up.
Oh yeah.
You getting any smells off the stem rub?
No, not yet. Yeah, it was funny about this laughing Buddha here in the front. It was the runt. Now it's almost caught up. Well, besides that jack, it caught up to the Acapulco Gold in the back. So that Blue Dream, it was the biggest one coming out of seed, but now it's the shortest one. So I had to raise it up. So it's wild how that works, But it's got decent node spacing on it.
You know what's funny, Jace? We've seen a lot of gardens here, and when I ask people, you getting any smell from the stem rub? 8 out of 10 always reach up and rub the stem.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for him to reach up and rub the stem and then watch his fingers disappear out of screen for a second. That's good. You're in your 10 a lot, right? You've been doing it. You test them a lot.
Oh yeah, well that's why I was kind of late getting in here. I was testing my runoff before I got on here, and that was what I did. I stuck my nose in that bud, see if I can get a smell off of it, but not quite yet. So here pretty soon it'll happen.
How was your runoff doing?
Really good. Let's see. 3 of them I came in about 600, 650, and then 1 of them came in at 900, and I'm putting in about 900, 950 on the inflow.
And this is ppms, not UC, right? Or EC?
Yeah, that's EC. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's EC.
Oh wow, that's real low.
Yeah, this Acapulco Gold, it's stacking really good.
That is low. That's a low EC, and you're not losing turgor pressure or anything.
No,
man.
they're just hungry and eating it like that. Like when there was
his inflow's low just as well as his outflow.
Yeah, you
well,
said not.
Well, if you remember on Coco, that's why I asked Doc, because I've been following his feed chart, and On his feed chart, it said it's supposed to come out at 1150, but I've only came out about 800. He said that was normal, but that's why I increased the CalMag a little bit too. So it's about 900, 950 when I mix up a batch EC.
You know how I combat this, Jace, and maybe this, I don't know if Doc would agree with this, but he knows how I grow, and this is how I've been doing it forever. All right, so you're on early bloom newts right now, and
Yeah.
Your EC is supposed to be 1150, correct?
Yeah, but that's what he said, that he needs to redo his chart basically. So what I was mixing is coming out the way it should, about 800.
Yeah. Well, but you came from, what EC was you on before that when you was in transition newts?
About 1150.
Yeah, so you went the other way, but you didn't lose turgor pressure. The way I maintain, because I try to stay right around 1150. So what I'll do is, and like I said, this might not be the best way. I'll take a 5-gallon bucket, fill it up with water, and I'll dose it if I'm mixing 15 gallons. Now I have a super concentrate there. It comes out to about a 1.5 or 2.0 EC, which, and then I take that for the next couple of days and I add fresh water to it from the tap and stir it up real good. And I just cut it down, I mix the two together until I hit my target EC. This way, it's irregardless of what each gallon comes out to be when you're trying to mix it in your way, because you'll mix and be like, I'm 300 points lower than the last cycle of feeding. And I found I didn't do as well as you're doing with that. I always had issues. So I always maintained a consistent EC of 1150, or sometimes I'd be at like 1250 and just stay there, or I might be at 1,000, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. That's why I asked him that on the show. That was my biggest concern, and he gave me some reassurance. And Doc, we trust.
Yeah. Brian 420 saying about share my story, and he'll look a bit closer at his meter. I don't know. Jace wasn't around then, but we had a whole shitload of problems, man. And check this out though, Jace. This is how shitty I guess sometimes I am. I had a meter, right? that was it read differently. Hold on, I got to give this person a wrench. I keep not.
Was it this one right here?
It was the
it was the Apparatune one.
Is that the 2-in-1?
Yeah. It's PC 60.
It's pH and EC.
Sorry, Wicked.
Yeah.
That's what we had one.
Yeah, so check it out. I was reading the damn thing wrong, man, and I was telling everybody, hey, I'm growing my plants at a 1.0. They're doing great, And here it was. I was on the wrong. I was reading. I was like, I'm finishing my plants on 800 EC, and I'm like, how am I doing this? And my friends are running a 1.6 and a 2.0. I said, if I try that, my plants look cooked, man, and they did.
And they would, yeah, because we did have the higher EC.
And so when I was
back it off,
when I thought I was running when I thought I was running a 0.8, I was actually running a 1.6, because somewhere on that pen it reads like, this is where the retard in me comes out. The micromoles or the microsiemens and the millisiemens and all that, I get confused, man. I can't keep track. So what I did was I put my Blue Lab in there, read it, and then put my other one in there and read it. And I thought I had them set up right, and I just transferred out my Blue Lab and I transferred in the other one, and I thought everything was good, but somehow I was reading half. And so check this out. For a long time, dude, like a year or so, I was telling everybody, like, I'm some weirdo. You go back on any of the channels and you'll hear it. It says I'm some weirdo, and for some reason here in Pittsburgh, we can grow with half the salinity of everyone else. And what happened, dude? I was wrong the whole time. And so, talk about eating crow, man. I didn't know what to tell people and how to advise them because it seemed so wrong. Or just have talks with them. So yeah, man, you definitely check into you're not probably as illiterate as me when it comes to that stuff. So maybe, but I think that's what he was saying. Brian was saying,
We've had
beware,
trouble.
man. Beware. Make sure you're.
And we've had pens go bad on us too because they only last a certain amount of time, and then their life expires. You have to throw that instrument in the garbage and purchase a new one. And we were storing it wrong. We found out that we were storing it in the wrong solution, and it maybe sped up the process of our pen going bad. But yeah, just check your instruments, double check them if you can, keep them clean, and keep them calibrated according to the manufacturer's suggestion.
Well, I had a somewhat similar experience with that same pen. That was my first grill, and this is before I really knew anything at all. I was measuring off of TDS instead of EC, and that Apera, it comes pre-calibrated. Reminded, it comes pre-calibrated at the ppm 700 scale, and I thought I was measuring the 500 scale, so I was way off on my newts.
I guess I was lucky a long time ago when we first were growing and learning about cocoa and high frequency fertigation. Dr. MJ Coco broke it down for me in a way I could understand, EC and ppm. And after he explained how they worked and what they were, I just disregarded ppm because there's a guess in the equation. It's an estimate. And an EC is the true measurement
there's
of
a varying scale with ppms. You know, there's there's 3 different scales of ppm, and like my wife said, it does do some sort of assumptions, reading other things or something. I can't remember how Doc explained it, but it was very clear and concise that EC is more universal and it's clear and cut. It's exactly what your salinity is, regardless of what the salinity is created by, you know?
So that, I think that helped me a lot, just like doing the EC. But then when like I did, you know, the millisiemen, and I never checked either.
I'm gonna bring that up.
Like, whoa, that makes sense to me. Let's just transfer it over. Yeah, we're you know, and leave it to Smart and I. Always keeping it fun anyway.
Hey,
we need to laugh at ourselves. If you can't laugh at yourself, well then you ain't having any fun.
Hey, okay, Jace, I had these little seedlings. They were cooked, man. I'm like, what the hell's going on with my seedlings? And I'm checking the runoff. I'm like, you know, the runoff's not high. It's only a 0.7. That shouldn't be too high. Here it was really a 1.4, and they were just little seedlings. They couldn't handle it, you know. And that's what. And then we did a lot better after we figured it out. But anyhow, moving on to the
Well, that's another thing too, because I was running Athena newts before this one, and man, that EC that they recommend was crazy high. It was like up to 2.4 at one time. Yeah. And so going down to, you know, Doc's feeding schedule with the general hydroponics, I mean, you're looking at like half or less. You know, he recommends half or less of what, you know, Athena was doing. And I mean, I didn't have any problems when I was running Athena at all. I had really good plants, but I mean, from a cost perspective, you're using half your newts there.
It's weird. It's like, I don't understand the nutrient game like that. You know, that's a good point, Brian. It's a shame not to have a standard. So many people dismiss hydro because of it, you know, and I agree with that. I think it makes it a little more challenging for people, and people kind of want to just put it in the soil and let it go, you know, so they don't have as much hands-on. And I think having to deal with all that can be intimidating for some people. But something else I was going to get into. What were we talking about before that? I got shot a squirrel out.
Squirrel.
What the hell is we talking? I see there's all kind of shit going down in chat. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to roll this joint.
Smut's falling off in the multitasking department today.
I am.
Hey, that's hard to do sometimes.
You're good to go, Jace.
Yeah, your garden's absolutely gorgeous.
Do
you have a favorite plant at all as they're growing? Is your favorite?
It's not
probably that. No, it's probably that Acapulco Gold. It's probably my second tallest one in there, but just the way the nodes are stacking on it, it's growing very, very even. I haven't had any problems with it at all. After that, honestly, probably that Laughing Buddha, which I didn't know, you know, how it was going to play out, you know, with it being so short compared to the rest of the plants, but it caught up. And then that Blue Dream, I thought it was going to be the best one coming out. It's still really good though. The nodes are stacking pretty tight, but it got substantially shorter than the rest. But yeah, probably my favorite's got to be that Acapulco Gold so far, just the way it's growing. But only time will tell, and it's all about the smoke at the end of the day.
Yep.
Like Artmann said earlier, I got that Acapulco Gold, that Tide stick. That's a good
That's
one.
right. But that's 100% how I feel. It's all about how it ends up in the final testing, when I'm smoking it, what it tastes, and that's when my true favorite comes out.
Hey,
That's why I was holding on to that strawberry cough, even though it was growing like ass. I thought it was going to be some good smoke, or hoping it'd be some good smoke, and ended up tossing it. I'm glad I did though. It's so much nicer in here now without it.
do you got anything else you want to go over with us with your grow, man? Any other changes? You all right with your environment? You've been seeing a lot of humidity spikes with the extra growth, able to handle all that and shit?
Well, it looks like it.
No, the humidity's been pretty good. The heat's been coming up a little bit on me. So what I did was I bought a baby gate. I'm gonna keep my office door open here and put that baby gate up to keep the dogs out of here. So I'm probably about 2 or 3 degrees warmer than what I would like. I've been running up to, it'll peak up about 85 degrees, and I like to really don't go much above 83. So I'm thinking if I could leave that door open and pull in the air from the house and equalize it, that should do the trick. I tried running my portable AC in here, and it tripped the breaker. So I've got too much wattage, too much juice coming out of here if I run that light at 100% and that portable AC and all the other equipment going in here. Which that's kind of a downer too, because with all these different strains, they're not going to finish at the same time. So I'm kind of all or none chop when I harvest here. So I was wanting to get a little 2x4 tent in here, and then if I had to chop some plants down, I could chop them and hang them in that, and then run that AC in here and have those things drying while the other one's finished off in the tent. But now I can't do that because I'm pulling too many amps out of here. So I don't know. I mean, that's still a few months away or a couple months away. So might have to cross that bridge when I get there.
You mean the rest of your family's not cool with a couple extension cords running from the other room down the hallway through this room? Can't shut the doors or anything like that? I've done that before, man. I had to go into the next room at my old apartment and run extension cords from another room because it was on a different breaker,
Yeah, I thought about that. My wife has a certain level of tolerance that she has with my grow here.
I said, you mean your family's not okay with that? What's going on? Exactly. It sucks. That's a hard problem to have because that's not the solution,
Yeah, or I would just, throw it up in the bathroom and put the AC in there, but then I couldn't get rid of the smell. So then my whole house would be smelling like weed, and I can't be having that.
No.
Yeah, because it will stink up your whole place. Smart and I, when we used to have the HPS lights, and they would kick off some major heat, and the ductwork was blown through the light, and the heat would come off of that. We'd have the ductwork going down our steps to collect the heat in the wintertime, the blowing heat, just to warm our apartment. But boy, it smelled so good.
Oh man. Talk about smelling it from outside. It was a little different there. We didn't have to worry as much. But no, that's cool. I'm glad to see that you're doing great, Jace. Everything's coming together, trying to manage what you can. It seems like you're doing good.
You're doing amazing. Your plants are beautiful.
It's
Looks
nice.
Thanks, yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's the best time when you start seeing those buds come up. I mean, that's fruits of your labor right there. That's the happy time when you can start actually seeing some buds pop up. So waiting for them to get bigger.
I seen he's mooning everybody.
Look,
I made himself quiet. There you go. Take what your mama gave you.
Man, we get a flasher every show on here almost.
Every week, man.
shake that ass. Show me what you're working with.
Oh my, that's funny. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Hey, let's do this. I gotta go take a piss real quick. We're gonna go see Sundazed garden here in a couple minutes. First, let's ask Jace. You have any last remarks on your garden? Any questions?
No, that's pretty much it. I did see, and it's not really a concern right now, but I probably need to nip it in the butt. I did see one little gnat in my grow. What do you guys do to get rid of those? I don't have an infestation or anything, but I'm preparing for it.
You said a gnat?
Yeah.
Get a sticky trap. See what you're working with.
Yeah, sticky trap will give you a definite, and it'll tell you how much of an infestation you have, because they're coming out when you shut the tent. But I'll let anybody else can answer too, because I have I have one way I like to use, but it's probably not the best way.
No, it's not.
I like to just blast them with the H2O2 and fry them, man. And I always like to. I push it sometimes. I've gone too far, Jason. It hurt my roots, and it really sucked. But I know they use. I'm going to say it wrong. Bacillus thuringiensis. Is that thuringiensis or something like that?
I think you did pretty good.
But
only so far into flower. You can't use it in flower though. Like I think OC grower told me 3 weeks into flower. That's it.
He could put it in his. Couldn't he put the mosquito dunks, which is made out of that? That's what they call mosquito dunk. Couldn't they put that in his? And remember, who was it? Somebody used to do that. They used to break them up and put little chunks in each pot, and they said it would take care of it. Now I don't do that. I put H2O2 in my fertigation water and go buck wild. What's that, Artmann?
That is a chunk of a mosquito dunk in a rosin bag. I throw it in my reservoir. But that's only in veg for the beginning of flower. But I don't go past 3 weeks with it. I don't know what you can do in flower for gnats other than catch them.
Well, it all depends what you're growing in. If you're in organic
soil, nice.
If you're growing in organic soil, I would go for nematodes myself. And get the fruit and veg ones. They'll do the fungus gnats, they'll do thrips, and they'll do some other ones as well. So it's like an all-round sort of like protector. Get some predator mites. That's if you're growing in soil. If you're growing in salts or whatever, the nematodes are probably not going to do well in that sort of situation. So you're going to have to use some sort of like chemical, bacterial agent or something like that.
What about diatomaceous earth?
Yeah, you can do. You can put a layer of that on there, but the problem is you get it wet, it's ineffective, and it forms a hard crust, which will then sort of like
it takes away the porosity of your cocoa.
Yeah,
that's the work.
When you come to water it as well, you'll now that'll less penetration. So that the water will just sit on there because it's formed like a concrete. After it gets wet, it goes dry. It's like a crust. So, it's not that great stuff. You can put sand on there. You can get this stuff called glass or like natnix. There's totally no chemicals or anything else. It's just like razor sharp little bits of glass, which you just put on the top. So when they try and get in there, they just cut themselves to pieces. I don't know whether that actually works or not, but I've seen it. And
well, it's good to know. Yeah, like I said, it was just one, so I'm not freaking out about it now, but I wanted to get ready for it just in case.
Yeah, one good thing in your tent's nice and clean. You don't have a lot of organic dead matter on top of your cocoa and shit, because that'll give them a good reason to come and start to. That's a vector for pests, man. Having a bunch of because you're not like growing an isonized situation. You need the porosity of your cocoa. That's one of the biggest properties of your growing substrate, and why we choose it is that it can hold a lot. It can hold all the oxygen we need and still be at full capacity, and I definitely wouldn't put anything on top of mine in your situation, Jace, such as diatomaceous earth or something, because it's going to really crush or sand. I've seen people try to use sand and then they can't get the fertigation to go down through. It runs off the sides, and they're like, I wish I'd have never did that, So I'm with us, and I would use the mosquito dunks, hydrogen peroxide, or maybe some other safe alternative that isn't made from mercury.
It's nice to stay vigilant, but if you only saw one, I don't think that that you have that
You
big of a
definitely don't
problem.
want to wait till you have an infestation.
No, you don't want to wait until you're seeing 20 in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Look at Asana.
So you
He's
said-
got the
Yeah.
badminton,
Yeah.
electrified badminton.
Right, yeah, it's one of these. It's electrified bat. You can plug it in and leave it on constantly. So this sits in the doorway of my veg tent. Yeah, because I haven't got the predators or anything in here on those Artmann plants. the first stress
Looking
test.
good over there, Ice and I. Looking good.
Yeah, you're up, Asana. Let's get this undergone. You know, we have a question in the chat. I got it started, and it's from Collective Marijuana, and they were asking about grinders or something else. And we're going to get to that collective. I put a star on it, but Asana is here.
Yeah, we're going to do a tour with Ice and I. If you can hang out levels, we'll get to you next if you want to show off your person. We're doing a giveaway too. We like to wait till about 1:30. We see like the biggest spike in our numbers, so we want everybody to get in on that. So stay tuned, and we'll be giving away seeds. So take it away, Ice and I.
Yeah, well, getting back to the gnats, moths, flying insects, basically.
Yeah.
Don't know whether this will get soil mites or fleas or anything like that, but as you can see, there's a moth stuck in here. You know, I'm getting a couple of moths in here every we have this little problem over here. We have these they called I can't remember what sort of moths they are, case breeder moths. There's a specific name for them, but anyway, they're all pretty much the same. They just they live in dry furniture, bedding, clothing areas and things like that. That's in those sort of moths, but they'll eat your greenery as well. But yeah, I stand this in here, so but especially at night when the lights go off, when it's on their dark cycle, this is illuminated now with the little blue light in there, and it doesn't matter because they're in veg with the little UV or whatever it is. So I'm waking up every day, you know, and I'm checking this, and there's moths, you know, whatever's coming in, are instantly getting zapped. So this is one way I would like to say is chemical free. You know, it's low maintenance. Just plug it in. It's a USB, and you're pretty protected, because anything that comes flying in, it's got to pretty much come past here. It's going to be attracted to the little blue light. You could even put a little bit of a attractant there if you want, but that might draw stuff in. But just stuff that's going to be flying around in there, eventually it's going to hit that. You can put it anywhere inside there, obviously. But yeah, that's what I do for my veg space, because I haven't got the predators. I'm not going to bother. I will spray these with neem. I'll wash these down with neem for a couple of washes before they go into my other room. So that's how I take care of anything. If I've got spider mites or anything like that, I just assume they've got stuff. That's the best way to be, because I've let myself down a couple of times by not following the protocol, just thinking, oh, they're all right, they look clean, I haven't seen anything. And then, you know, a couple of months in, or a couple of weeks into flower, 3 weeks into flower, and you've got loads of spider mites. Anyway, get back in here.
I like that. That's good shit right there. And I just think that's cool, because I'd be outside swatting the shit out of these mosquitoes and everything else. It's like I saw a spotted lanternfly the other day, and I crushed it, man. They're in Pittsburgh, and they have been for like 10 years, but they suck.
We'll start with the smallest first.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Fuck yeah. They're looking good. Chunky.
That's the smallest.
Yeah.
Blue Moby from I didn't really do anything with it. It was quite small when I threw it in here. You know, it didn't got any branching on it, which is, you know, it's just a straight up stacked cola. It's from Seed Stalkers. It's a fem. It's not an auto fem, but I'm pretty sure they do a load of auto versions of this. So, you know, we'll see how this one goes. This one next to it. By the way, all of this growing here is courtesy of the Grow Room 4. Well, the seeds were supplied by the Grow Room 420 boys from the UK, and it's a mixture of Seed Stalkers and conscious genetics. Right.
Nice.
This one here is called Red Gachina. I've got 3 of these plants in here. As you can see, it's got that nice red. It's pretty frosty. It's a nice stacked up little plant there.
Check the trichomes.
No, this has got quite a ways to go yet. This is, I reckon, we're at day 44.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's still got a ways to go
Couple
on
weeks.
it yet. Yeah,
She's
maybe
beautiful.
you know, maybe someone else had said to me, I'm maybe looking at 10 or 11 weeks on it. So I'm not sure. We'll just ride it out and see how it goes. But yeah, this is, if I can give it a wiggle. There you go. You can see this one plant, the structure of it. Topped once. Not really any training on it. I think I threw a couple of clips on it at some point. Not that they really done anything to bring it out too much anyway. You know, just wanted to just shoot up. And I think I got it. A couple of these branches anchored out because they were all crowding right up in here.
Yeah,
Anchored out for a couple of days.
I like it. It looks nicer like that. Like it can breathe, you know?
Yeah, plus you're getting the penetration down there to hit you. You know, instead of removing the lowers, I like to leave some of them because if you can get the light down there, you know, if you pull these out, you'll get the light down there too. That's why I remove all the leaves down the section. Anything that grows back towards the center or grows out from the center, I'll remove to allow that light to go down in there. That's the only leaf stripping I do now, or defoliate, unless I see a bad leaf with thrips on it or whatever. Because you know, I'm also running with thrips. This you know, I have done for a few times. I've never managed to get rid of them, but they're not a pest that destroys your crop. They just piss you off because you see the fucking damage they do every now and then, but you can never really fucking eliminate them. But that'll change for me, I think, this time, because I'm just going to finish off what's in here. I'm going to level everything. I'm just going to have a proper good reset. Probably leave this room clear for a week. Also, I give it a couple of sprays, and then I'll probably finish off with some Bavarian Bossiana. And I'll just let this take care of itself, and hopefully I'll get rid of the thrips. But I'm going to be taking some of these extra pots that I've accumulated. I'm going to be stacking these out in my yard now. I'm going to be growing sort of like mint and just some various things to keep away pests outside the house. Lavender, mint, and things and the like of that. But this one here, this is another red Kachina. I'll pull this. You see the structure on this one. This one's really shot up, and it's got the tall skinnies. There's no
space in there. Those are nice, beautiful colas, man. This happens time and time again out of your tent, man, or your room, I guess I should say.
Yeah, this one's got more looks a bit more sativa leaning. It's got these lots of single bladed long fingers in there.
Yeah, they can be tough to trim sometimes, but boy, that's going to be some good trim. There's a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, if this all trichomy frosty, well, the way I do it anyway, I dry trim, so they're just going to get brushed off and just tumbled off basically.
Oh yeah.
In the trim bin, they'll just get thrown in and bounce about. Most of them will come off. You know.
We're trichome farmers, really. And I seen somebody had that as their name, and I was thinking, how fitting. That's truly what we are as trichome farmers. That's all the goodies, you know. The rest of it's just a vehicle, I guess.
Yeah, this is on the same plant, you know. But see, I think the problem here is, I don't know if you can remember when these bolted, these were up in the light. They were touching right up in the light, and as you can see, the top structure on these, but compared to the, you know, these lower down that didn't get so much light, you can see the comparison there is like, look at the color, the bud formation is totally different. You know, maybe if the whole plant that looked all like this, if that was, you know, yeah, like there's that much difference in the light, I suppose. You know, maybe a couple of 100 ppfd. Maybe these were getting close to 1,000. They're now getting about 800 up here now. Yeah, so these are probably, these want to get
It
about,
does look like a totally different plant.
yeah, it's on the same one. Right, let's come around to this one. This one, I'm really liking this one. Yeah, because same strain as the red Katina again. Look at the chunks on that. That's
Huge.
just
You have to break that one down, man. Those are nice colors.
Like
Beautiful. Good job. Damn.
This is still day 43.
43.
So, yeah. So I'm hoping, this is going to be, oh, mate. I mean, it's still not even got orange hairs on it yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of white hairs left. That thing does have a long time.
That's massive.
That's a huge plant.
It's
what strain? What cultivar is that again?
It's called Red Katina version 2.
Okay.
From Conscious Genetics. I'm pretty sure he's a UK breeder. Yeah, these what I had in the veg tent. They're from the same breeder again. They're called Blood Diamonds. So there's going to probably be some more of this red stuff coming on. But yeah, I'm digging the structure on this. I like grenades, but this is like a rocket launcher.
RPG. Yeah, you got it, man. Looks great. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
You might have to sue them stems for support, man.
Yo-yos. Better get some yo-yos.
And this is where the magic really happens for me. Yeah, I get some nice plants doing this method, but when I go directly into the bed and I get the full magic of it, that's what you see up there is typical of what I pull out of here. Nice sized plants, almost like you could say, you could see this outdoors or a greenhouse. I'm bringing these sort of sized plants into the indoor grow. It's the big pot that's doing it. Bigger pots, bigger plants, everything's slightly bigger. Even some of these satellites almost look like decent, main colas on some of them. That's typical of what I do. Like I say, I all down really to the living soil. This is, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is the smut pot, the one we set up on your show that day. So.
Oh yeah, the smut pot. It's getting broke down finally, huh?
I'm probably going to put these ones out. This one outside of my yard as well. All these grey ones I'm going to put outside. I'm going to keep these black ones because these black ones are now getting up to 4 years old, and I feel like I put more time and effort into these. And I used better materials when I started these. These ones were just cheap ones. I was like, you can do this on a budget. You can just throw some bag soil together, some repurposed old compost and everything else, root balls, put it all in a pot, stick some worms in there, and eventually you can have some gold out of that. But these ones I put this has got 30% lava rock in this, so these are heavy. I don't really like moving these ones about anyway. But yeah. But I think I'm going to go more on the heavier soil side rather than this light stuff that pulls away from the edges and dries back really. I don't know, really funny and not even. I like the more big condensed chunks of lava rock. This has got some in it, but.
So you're saying that the smart poker pot is going to live on outside?
Yeah, that's gonna go into my yard, and I'm gonna be growing lavender and things like that. Just stuff that I'm gonna be able to make maybe some extract and bug sprays and things like that.
Oh, I can't wait to see how it does, man. I'm sure. I know you guys have a season probably similar to ours, so yeah, that'll be awesome, man.
Next we have
Mac. That's a stout one. That's little, huh? Compared to the other ones, it stayed real short.
Yeah, it's Indica dominant. I think it said it is, or maybe. So no, it didn't stretch. I flipped it, didn't stretch, just stayed stayed pretty much how it is. But same again, the usual frosty buds, pretty nicely stacked, decent sizes. Half decent sizes anyway. They're not these ones, but Magnum Crack is supposed to be a 30% plus maybe THC strain. This is a seed stocker strain. Seed stocker. I don't really go much by THC and everything else because personally I like the older school stuff that makes you a little bit what you were talking about, that maybe the buzz that some people don't like, where I'm going to be constantly looking out the windows and, looking over my shoulder.
A little paranoia.
Yeah, a little bit of paranoia. You're seeing, you're sitting there chilling, all of a sudden you got a spider crawling up your leg. No, it ain't. Yeah, it's just your eyes playing trick on you. I love that stuff. That's what I want, And then you freak yourself out so much, you start laughing, then you got this smile come across your face because you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah, I'm just stoned. That's what I'm after, really, anyways. But yeah, this is another Mac and Crack, but as you can see, they're two different plants just stacked next to each other. Or same pheno, two different plants. One's gone a little bit lighter. One's kept us, it's probably a slight variation in the nutrients because these are water only. I just throw some powder on there at the beginning of flower, just enough to see the top through for the 8 weeks, and then I'm just water only from that point on. Occasionally I'll do a microbial or a compost tea, or maybe I'll just put some surfactant in, but that's pretty much about it. Yeah, so that's me, basically.
Right on. Well, we still got 3 minutes until we do our giveaway, man. There's like 70 people here. That's a lot. So we're going to be 70 people in on the giveaway. They like your plants. You ought to see all the compliments in the chat. And that's for everybody to come through. When Jason Artman's was up there too. And I love seeing these gardens, man. It does my soul good. Those big freaking buds. Look at that.
Oh, I know. They're gorgeous. All kind of eye candy today. I love it.
That plant's 43 days in the flower, man. I can't wait to watch what it does. The lowers are going to be as big as the uppers by the time you're done.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm not too. Some of these lowers are being attacked by the thrips a little bit hard. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's always down on these lowers. See, you can't see where they haven't really damaged it, but they're there. You can see there. You can just see.
Yep, I see it. I see it.
Yeah,
the white spots all up and down. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're there. They're here, and I'm probably this is just going to get hashed up or put in the trim bin and just smashed and extracted. These lowers, they're not really, these are the sort of things that I should have just removed anyway, because when you grow in organic, if you've got stuff too close to the soil, that's your problem. Yeah, it's a pathway for everything to come up and have a little feast on your girls.
Yeah, I gotta weed my garden outside, man. I didn't mind having a little bit of cover crop to help me retain moisture, stop erosion and stuff when my plants were smaller. But now I'm starting to get peppers and tomatoes everywhere, and it's like the grass. There's some kind of grass growing out of my garden. I don't know if it was seeds in the straw that I composted or what, but it's some kind of weird grass. I actually like it, but now it's starting. I feel like it could be competing or at least holding too much moisture down low in some of my lower peppers and shit. So as soon as you said that about if you're in soil with the lowers, that's a ladder for Pest, isn't it?
Yeah, this is I stick this on as well in flower, and it's probably not even doing that much, but there's a little bit of research saying about the UVB that'll just it'll disrupt the. I don't like to really stand under it, and I normally turn that off when I'm in here. Like I've got a UVB separate board as well, and a 720. But yeah, I switch this one off when I come in here, and normally I switch this one off, but I don't think there's really enough power in it to do me really any damage.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure the research is out. If you give them a little bit of UVB past when the main light goes off, when they ain't got no access to blue light, you can damage the cells because they can repair. If you give them UVB during the day and they get some blue light afterwards, like spider mites, they can repair their DNA using blue light. But if you wait till your lights are gone off and then hit them with a dose of UVB, they can't repair from that damage because they have no access to the blue light. So you can hit them with a sustained bit of DNA damage, and you can affect their reproductive cycle, slow them down. I'm not saying you'll eliminate them, but you'll probably reduce the pressure.
No, I get you, man. Any little thing that comes that stacks the cards in your favor. And it seems like you have a plan to take care of all this. It's kind of like you're working through a system here.
Really, of growing organic, you learn quickly. You know.
Oh, yeah.
I ran for years before I experienced spider mites. Then, for 3 years on the trot. Well, I think, I had them every summer. Now I know when the summer comes around, I'm going to have something in here to preempt anything coming in. I'm going to release some general predators.
I like what Robert, Mr. Greenfingers Thomas said one time. Don't panic. It's organic. I like it.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. You guys see this giveaway tool here? It's 1:30. We got about 70 people here. We're going to start it up. And there you go.
Good luck, everybody. Your odds are really great for winning some seeds.
Maybe Artmann can tell them what they have a chance of winning if they type it in.
You got it. Okay, the first one is from So Good Seeds. That's SOW, Good Seeds. Dirty Cherry. It's 5 regs, regular seeds. It's a Dirty Starbucks crossed with Cherry Popper. The second one is Olympia Genetics. It's called Honey Garlic Crumpets. And the third one is Milo's Mac and Runts #1. So it's Indica Dominant. Good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
That's
awesome.
Sounds like some good strains right there.
Yeah. What do you think? We'll wait like 10 minutes? Is that asking too
Yes.
long for people to stick around?
No.
10 minutes?
Whatever you want.
All right.
buddy.
So 142. We'll pull the number at 142. I always like to
And-
give people time to come in,
Great. And
Sure.
seen a lot of new people coming in.
Oh,
I'd like to thank Levels. I know.
U.S. only.
US only, and
US
ICD rule
only.
in effect.
The ICD rule can be in effect. Hell
Sure.
Yeah,
We can do-
and
Explain that.
Isenai, do you want to explain to them what the Isenai rule is?
Yeah, basically, we don't like to leave people out. Everyone can play, have a little bit of fun. If you know anyone in the USA, you can kindly gift them if you win. And it gives you a little bit of feel good to be able to gift someone at the same time as playing the game and not feel left out. So we like to include people.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, being inclusive.
Exactly. For instance,
Yes.
I was on Let's Be Buds last week. They were making salve, lotion. And Rick said to everybody, they only had 9 entries from Canada. They said, everybody get in. And I won it. And I gifted it to my friend South Nelson Farms in Canada. So same thing.
Nice.
So yeah, so US only unless you have somebody here that you can give it to. And that's still US only though, but you can participate. Like Ice and I said, the Ice and I rule.
Yeah, we named it
Yeah.
after our
Yeah.
buddy Ice and I thought that was a sweet thought. I was like, damn, how did we not think of this? But yeah, that's a great idea. And we definitely want to thank Artmann for bringing the seeds. And I know a lot of people gave you those seeds. And I don't want to start naming a couple and miss because I know
There's so
quite a
many.
few.
This community is
Yeah,
amazing. And we really appreciate what you've done
Yep.
with that, Artmann.
And while the people are typing, Artmann, didn't you say something about going on Let's Be Buds?
Yeah, I'm going to be there with G-Bay Wednesday night, the 10th. I believe it's the 10th. After your show, there's going to be a pressing, some kind of competition or something. I just heard about the competition part, so I don't know about that. But anyway, it's going to be fun. I always learn something, so that's what I like.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a set of rules and a set of standards. So everyone's going to use in there, because everyone can get variation. I'm using this temperature, I'm using that temperature, but I think there's going to be parameters are being set this time. Which sounds
Should be
sounds
interesting.
good.
Yep, should be interesting. I've got a couple cultivars I'm going to press, so we'll see how they compare.
This is what
But
it's
they're
all
going,
about. Here.
yeah, but they're going to make me do math. That's the bad thing. And I'm terrible at math when I'm high. Oh my God, I'm useless. But I'll try. I'll try my best.
Shout out to Otis the Beast. I think they're new to the channel, or maybe new with that name or something. But cheers, Otis. Welcome to the show and the channel. And that's a great message right there. That's what it's all about. I have a friend that needs some beans. May hold on to a few of each and give the rest of my grown. How cool is that?
Yeah,
I'm actually rooting for you.
A lot of people here are in the same mindset, and
Yep.
it just makes me feel great hanging out with all of you. You're rock stars and just great people.
Everybody,
You haven't missed the giveaway, Spicy.
No,
we haven't entered yet.
Yeah.
So
until we're only halfway through. We're giving 10 minutes because people. I think some people, I'll feel bad. Maybe they just come for the giveaway. They don't particularly want to hang out. I want to make sure they at least get a chance to get some seeds. So I don't want to hold them hostage for a half hour if they're trying to just do their thing. We never want to force someone's company, right? While we're on this subject of somebody, I don't even know if they're here anymore, but this is a good friend of ours here. Collective Mary Jane put this up in the chat earlier. It says, does anyone use the mill instead of a traditional grinder? And I'm not sure what the difference is. And I wanted to ask somebody or anybody if they know what the difference is, or what's the delineation between the two. Is it like a pepper mill?
I'm a scissor. That's I suppose the mill is more of a finer powder, powderizes it. The grinder, more chance of it being chunky. I'm not sure, but I'm a scissor guy because I like chunks. When you homogenize it, I think it slightly loses something about it. But when you can hit a lump inside your joint, like a solid little rock hard little nug, you're like, oh, that's nice, and you get that big stinky.
That's why I like those buds that break up into like little balls. Us and I, like every little bract is hard or whatever. Boy, those are the greatest. They roll up, and they don't smash down at all. And the littlest bud breaks up, like you get that same volume back when you're rolling, and it's great. I love those sort of buds, and I know what you mean, man. I don't like to dust mine out, but I also don't like to have a lot of bud that's not really combusted before the paper burns back, and all that deal. So I find a happy medium, but I'm like you. I like mine a little on the chunky side. I use tops too, which everybody calls me crazy, but I use tops, so they seem to handle handle that a little better. Everyone's still in for the giveaway. We got 4 minutes left until we pull the name. Looks like the odds are really good. What's that? 28 people, I believe, and 61 folks here.
So someone's going to be a lucky winner.
Yeah,
and your odds are really great.
And maybe one more time, I hate to keep asking you, Artmann, if you don't mind, maybe you can tell everyone what they're in for to win.
Oh no, wait. Okay, here we go. From So Good Seeds, Dirty Cherry. It's a cross of Dirty Starbucks and Cherry Popper. The next one is Olympia Genetics, Honey Garlic Crumpets. Third one is Milo's Mac and Runts number 1. Did you get that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We got it. See, somebody was asking in the chat, how do you enter? You just have to type with the name that you see on the screen. Artmann's the guy who was just talking. He's the one that brought the seeds for the giveaway, handle and everything. And so if you type his name, that thing automatically makes you involved.
I love that giveaway tool. It made it so. That's why I like this as a vehicle for passing out seeds, because that thing makes it so much easier. You don't have to keep track. Nobody can enter twice. It's so good. I like that.
Yeah, there's no bias either. It's it's because I know people have often wondered when the older giveaways people just like write net numbers down and things like that, or they would say, hey, I'm going to have someone put it in chat, and people always probably wondered if it was legit, not just our show, but many others that I used to see. So this way makes it no bias. Everyone can mess around, and definitely not me. I'm lucky enough to get the tool up and running, let alone manipulate it.
I think we come a long way.
That cherry does sound interesting, Penny. I've been hearing, I mentioned that earlier. I heard a lot about the cherries lately. It seems like that's kind of a trend, or maybe I'm just late to the game, but
I've heard
I like cherries.
And spicy pepper, I don't have any info on these. If you would have been involved in the giveaways the past few weeks, we'd had a lot more, because I knew the growers. These are some extra seeds that people have sent me. So I'm just giving these away as extra bonuses, pretty much. So
yep.
I don't have a lot of info. Go ahead, do that again.
Bonus round.
I'm looking at Isonize right now. I'm like, is that a weed plant or a tree?
Let's see. That's wrong, Phil. I almost kicked him out here. Let's see.
There we go. We'll check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Fruit off of that.
You never know with Isonize.
Yeah, that. It's thunder, lightning, heavens have just opened up.
Oh, yeah. I got to take him down real quick so everybody can see what the
stand
type.
outside and take a risk.
Yeah, stand out there and watch the nitrogen cycle happen whenever the lightning bolts crash, right? Yeah, you can't enter twice. So if you think you misspelled it or anything, just type it again. We still got like 30 seconds, and we'll pull the winner. There's 35 people here. Yeah, we're at the mark right here in a couple seconds, and we'll get it pulled up.
And you can get a hold of me in Instagram. Yeah, get a hold of me on Instagram, or we'll figure something out. Hopefully, you'll have an Instagram account.
Yeah, I'm gonna post the link now.
And if you don't, and you have to be here to win, so make sure you stick around. You guys ready for this?
Y'all ready for this? Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everybody.
No way.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty funny. All right. That's pretty good.
Cheers. That's awesome.
For anybody asking, he won, what was it, last week or week before?
Last week he won, yeah.
That's like, that's just good karma coming back to him.
Yeah, because he won and then he gave away the seeds or did something, and I was like, man.
He won and he gave away his own seeds.
He just said to redo it.
He wants us to redo it. Okay. Let's do it.
Okay, we can.
I'm
hey, but so that's good. I put Artmann's Instagram.
He says I insist, so I can't not do what my buddy says, man. I could hear his voice saying it. So
can you hit it again? Is that oh, that's so cool. You don't have to go through all of
it. He said hi to you. Anybody that said hi to you would have been involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anyone said hi, Artmann, then they were, even if they weren't here earlier, we figured
out. We'll do different words from now on, like beans.
Okay, we can,
everybody's still here.
Yeah, everybody's still here. We'll
give me 1 second.
Else. Yeah.
I gotta set up the giveaway tool again. I shut it down.
I didn't realize that. Yeah. Even if you said hi, you were entered.
Yep. He probably
didn't want to.
Like, nice plants, Artmann, or something, and that put him in there. If he wasn't trying to be. Let's do oh man, what should I type? Seeds. How about seeds?
Seeds. There you go.
Is that
seed?
Okay.
Simple.
Let's try this again.
Okay.
Seeds and that. Am I not sharing it?
No, you're not yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to put share screen. Here we go. People's.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
There you go. Now we're running. No, that's not making things difficult. We just get to ramp up our excitement again. The American one.
this is fun. I mean, it's a bonus round for real.
Yeah.
You're weird.
So we got to get back while we're waiting. Let's get back to collective marijuana's question about
The grinder
versus a mule. What is the difference? Now,
I was
my wife and
wondering.
I have a tobacco. Go ahead,
I had
I'm
a
sorry.
theory. Does
Go
one
ahead.
have blades? Does one have blades? One has a stone?
That could be it.
A stone.
Yeah,
I don't
a
think I'd
rough.
want
No, it doesn't come off in your
Like there's
blade. It's some kind.
Like
Yeah, it's a rough. I don't know if it's a cone or what they use. I'm not sure.
Well, when you say mill, I'm thinking like a flour mill.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know what a weed mill is. Sounds like my grow room. It's just pouring it out, buds everywhere.
We're pumping out buds in that weed mill over there.
Good. Good.
I'm looking it up.
We have to do it again. If anybody wants to try to get in, use the ISNI rule. Which is, you want to tell them what it is?
We're doing US only, and if you are, we don't want to exclude anybody, so we've made up that rule for Ice and I come up with it, which is awesome. You can gift them to someone in the US. If you win and you want to get involved and you win and you have a buddy in the US, your favorite
Someone in
US
chat.
person, you can just gift them on. Pass on that grower love.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
the American one has done for us. Like
Many
we
times.
get to do this giveaway again because hell yeah, he's spreading that good luck to others.
Okay, I looked up mill, and the difference is the cutters, the grinders have little pegs sticking up, interlocking pegs that you twist and it rips it apart. The mill has a disc with a groove cut from the center to the outside, and it has a bunch of those. So it's a different cutting system. Yeah. So it's just it's blades versus a mill surface.
That's a collective said it looks like a normal grinder, but weird little holes. That's pretty cool. I never mills crumble the buds off the stem instead of shredding all the plant matter, according to Google. So Golden Grown said that. Huh.
Cool.
Then like, do you remember that grinder? I've seen a grinder with the I think our friend Hemp with Gigi showed me a Whack-It. I think it was the Whack-It.
I have one. Those are great.
Yeah.
Those are great. They work great. They pulverize it. They're a beaded chain.
Yeah. It's like the ones you pull to turn on your ceiling fan. It's that kind of little beaded chain is what it looks like. They might be solid, and it flips around. I seen Seed Person has one. A lot of people use those, but they seem very expensive to me. And I'm like I've been cutting buds up for 25 years with my fingers, man, and it's like
arthritis, man.
That's
that power is great, man. You wouldn't believe it. I can't use my grinder for extended periods. Not a chance.
That's true.
Yeah,
arthritis.
I don't like chopping up buds with the scissors. That's all good for smut, and that's why we have the tobacco grinder. And I know it beats it up a little bit. I try to do as very little lightly as possible, but yeah, I'm all for the use of it.
Yeah, scissors.
What
tough.
a drag it is getting old.
Yeah.
Convenience.
Smut and I were working hard yesterday, so we were really feeling it today.
Yeah, it's been all week, man, really. Let's see here. What's he got over there? Some red meat.
Oh, yeah.
Steak.
It's that time we're getting hungry.
I am going to be getting hungry. It's
Oh,
beef
yeah.
fillet.
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
That's what it used to do.
Ew. It's what's for dinner. Chili cheese dog rolls. You gonna make like steak sandwiches or something?
No, just a plate full of meat.
Ah.
It's the
Make
carnivore.
a beef Wellington.
It's the carnivore diet.
Beef Wellington. What is beef Wellington, man?
I don't know.
Anybody know what beef Wellington really is? Is that the one where they wrap it up in other shit?
It's a beef in a slow cooked and red wine sauce inside a pastry basket. Almost beef and pastry.
That's great explanation. Thank you.
Beef Wellington. That's big in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an old fashioned. It's a traditional English dish. I think, you know, like a Sunday roast, beef Wellington. We have a few fish and chips.
Meat pie.
Bangers and mash.
Yeah, bangers and mash, eels and mash.
Hey,
Eels and pie.
is Wellington a place over there in England or something? Is that why it's called Beef Wellington?
Yeah, I think so. Or it's named after the Duke of Wellington. I think he's maybe a famous person in history. Not sure.
Fried Piper's got some deer tenderloin. That's some good stuff there, man. Real good. I remember.
Everybody's making me hungry.
I used to hang out at my friend's garage. His dad would cut his deer in the garage there, you know, and we'd smoke a weed. They'd cut the back straps out and put them right onto the cast iron stove or the cast iron skillet. Put them on. He had a little stove and everything in his garage, man, and it was awesome. They'd cook them up while they were still processing the deer, and that was some of the greatest memories. I remember eating those, and just the group of people I hung out with there was good. A lot of them's not around no more. They were older people. Showed me a lot of stuff, you know. That always brings back those memories. See, my Spotify. Hey, you know what, Gons and Ghost? The problem is, if I don't pay for a better StreamYard thing, it only records a few. So if I don't get to them like right away and put them in there, it seems like they go away or something. I'm making a lot of excuses.
Yeah,
but
he's gonna try to get
it's
on
hard.
it. But like we appreciate you
in the summertime, especially when you're busy, man, and they don't give you much time before. And it's not an easy thing. You got to sit there and wait minutes and minutes while it loads up and shit, and it just become more of a hassle. We was only getting like 7 listens, and I'm thinking I've been doing this for a long time, putting these up here, and I put a lot of time into it. Not many people are listening, so I quit doing it. And you got to give the people what they want and what they don't want. But I appreciate Gons and Ghosts,
and we're glad that you got to stop in and you got your entry into the giveaway. So hopefully your day goes smooth at work, and good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck to everybody that's going to be in the running for winning those seeds.
We actually have more people in now than we did the last giveaway. So
yeah, more
the American
entries,
one might have did us a
great.
favor and got us more people out there. Should we go ahead and pull it so we have a couple minutes in case anything goes wrong? You guys
do
ready?
it to it.
Yeah, ready. I'm excited. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The tension builds.
There she goes.
Thanks, Artman, for bringing the seeds, man. Let's see who get them. Mr. Green.
All right, Mr. Green Fingers. That will not be a problem. Woo. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Congratulations. Awesome. I'm going to put Artman's link in the chat one more time because everybody should go check him out. He's got an awesome page over there. And
Salt and Sea Seeds. Check them out.
Yes, indeed.
And I know that. Yeah, I know you, Artman, and
I've still got his address, I believe, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Oh,
Yeah, sure. Excellent.
Cool.
Hell yeah, that's great.
Wait. We'll see those in them big soil beds he has someday, or out in that greenhouse. Now it's time for your meat section of the Smart Poker YouTube channel. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Yep, once a day. This is all I eat. Maybe I'll stick some eggs. I'll add some eggs to the mix, but yeah, pretty much burgers, steak, occasionally sausages.
Yeah, I'm ready.
No carbohydrates, no sugar, nothing else. Just meat only.
I'll be by in a half hour.
My kind of diet.
I wish.
Dust off that flux capacitor.
I'm sitting here thinking like, well, I don't even have. I'm slipping. I'm not sure what the day is bringing as far as meals, and now I'm hungry.
Me too. Always.
all week long. I eat like pizzas and stuff for lunch because we're working and doing our thing. Look at this. Ooh, it's the gun show here on the
gun
spot.
show.
Ow!
Oh man, look at that! I'm scared.
Pumped.
Impressive.
Oh,
It's amazing
geez, I
what
gotta.
it's amazing what a diet, a correct diet, can do to your body. You know, we're
Oh,
we're
hell
we're,
yeah.
we're men. We need testosterone. You know, we need. Yeah.
He's going to start talking like this, big
I'm not.
man.
Now I must break you.
I encourage anyone just to give that a go for 30 days. I don't think you'll need 30 days, but you'll see the difference. You'll feel amazing. I wake up every day now.
You look great, Asanai. You've been saying you're feeling better. You know, you had a
That's
spell
great.
there where you wasn't feeling so great. Went to the doctors and you changed a lot of shit. And it seems like it's been paying off, man. And now I know. Well, you've always done this, but you got your filtered water. You make your yogurts, your kombucha, all these different things. So I think when you add all those up together, it's working great for you, man. You look good. You seem happy and healthy. Your eyes are clear. You're perked up when you talk about your plants and stuff. And it's great to see that, dude.
It is indeed good role model.
That is amazing. Like I said, I encourage anyone just to give it a go because, you know, I've never really felt, I feel as good as I do now when I was 30, if not even better. And, you know, I'm just loving life at the moment. And it's just the diet. You know, although I was doing all the good stuff, none of that really mattered because I was still putting bad stuff in. So it was cancelling out any good stuff that I was doing anyway. But as soon as you take out the bad stuff, mate,
We are what we eat, man. We are what we eat, right?
Yep.
It's a direct result. It's just like that's awesome. I'm glad. I hope it keeps up for you. And you know, I was telling my wife this too because we've been playing tennis, man, trying to get in shape. You know, we have a tennis court not far from our home, and so we go there. We don't know what we're doing. We just hit the ball back and forth over the net. We run around like a couple old people, but the exercise, we feel so good afterwards. You know, after doing that for like an hour, 2 hours running around. You get that runner's high, I call it, you know, and you like, then you start craving that. So I think that's probably some of your situation. You know, you see some results. So you're like, wow. And I don't want to say go head first, but you really dive into it because you want to understand it. You want to get more of it, make sure you're doing it right, all those things. And I love it, man.
When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, it's a whole knock-on effect. It really is. You know,
and you portray that, you know, you dress a little better, you comb your hair a little nicer, you seem to put off a more positive vibe. Not you, I'm saying people in general, you know, those things all one begets the other, you know, and it just goes and it's like a snowball rolling downhill and it's all good, you know, it's all good. So we're down to the last couple minutes here. Ice and I, well, maybe not. We'll do we'll get him last.
Yeah. Well,
there you go. You want to do your sign off? I was going to catch you while you was there, and then you said zip.
You're right. Yeah, all good. Piss and puff, everyone. Enjoy your life. Get out and do a bit of exercise. Eat healthily. You'll start. If you're not enjoying it, you will start to enjoy it. Believe me. You know, it's really easy to do. You know.
Right on, brother.
Have fun and piss and puff, everyone.
Always great to see your buds too, man. They look wonderful, just like OK Jace over here. He's got a forest over here growing. You want to tell everybody where they can find you, Jace?
Yeah, man, I swear the girls in my tent perked up when Ice and I was over there flexing. I'm going to have to do that more often.
Yeah, look at that. Brother. Oh, I love seeing it.
OK Jace 20 at Instagram. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July. And thanks to the host, Smock Crispy, Artmann, Ice and I. See you guys next time, and cheers to the chat.
Much obliged, buddy, for stopping by and always being present, giving us the updates on your garden and keeping us, you know, informed. We appreciate that.
That I can.
Looking good in there. I confirm that. It's looking good in there, Jace.
Thanks, guys.
Well, before we get to our last man, Artmann, I want to tell the chat we appreciate you guys. Congratulations to Mr. Greenfingers on the winning winning the Artmann giveaway. And the chat always interjects great conversation, and you guys are very educated, and you have always bring good, positive advice that's sound, and it seems like we don't get a lot of bro science and garbage in our chat, and I love it that way. And I always say this is one of the best chats around. It's not the biggest, but it's one of the best.
It's fun, and you guys always bringing that awesome positive vibe, just like Artmann, always bringing those awesome vibes. Tell everybody where we can find you, Artmann. I put your link in chat.
Artmann, 2Ns, 420 _ at Instagram. Come over by Coco for Cannabis in the chat, or Percy's Grow Room in the chat. So any of those.
Right on. And
thanks
let's
for
be buds.
Yeah, and Let's Be Buds. I can tell you more about that Wednesday. But yeah, this next Wednesday at 9 Eastern. So.
Yep.
Sweet.
And last but not least, I guess really would be you and I.
Well, I'm Crispy Wannabe, and you can find me here with Smart Poker on the Smart Poker YouTube channel. And later on, I'll probably head over to the Cheap Home Grow Show, because they're always putting out some good vibes and great information over there. But until we see you again, grower loves, and stay fresh, cheese bags.
Ha! Cheers, everybody.